Namaskar. Myself Dr. Aruna Sao. Today I am taking my video lecture on the topic Introduction to Spectroscopy. This is of BSc third year, paper 3, unit 3's topic. We will discuss this topic under electromagnetic radiation, regions of electromagnetic spectrum, molecular and atomic spectroscopy, absorption and emission spectroscopy, then types of molecular energies and Born-Oppenheimer approximation, and the lastly types of molecular spectra. Spectroscopy is the study of science in which we study the interaction of electromagnetic radiation to the substrate. So this is a substance. When electromagnetic radiation is incident on this, certain changes takes place in the energy level of this substance due to the absorption of electromagnetic radiation. When we record this changes in the on the photographic plate, we get spectrum. First, we will discuss about what is electromagnetic. So, electromagnetic radiation, it is radiant energy that emits from any source, either in the form of light or in the form of heat. So now see what are characteristics of electromagnetic radiations. Electromagnetic radiation is dual in nature. Dual nature means it has particle like nature as well as wave like nature. द्वैती प्रकृति होती है इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन की. ये पार्टिकल के जैसा भी नेचर रखते हैं, ये वेव के जैसा भी नेचर रखते हैं. देन सेकेंड प्रॉपर्टी इज दैट in the electromagnetic radiation there is a oscillating magnetic and electric field present which are perpendicular to each other, as well as the fields are perpendicular to the direction of propagation also. That's why such radiations are named as electromagnetic radiation. इस रेडिएशन पे दोलित करता हुआ मैग्नेटिक और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड उपस्थित होता है, इसलिए हम इसको विद्युत चुंबकीय विकिरण कहते हैं. In 1900, scientist Max Planck has given a relationship between the energy of the electromagnetic radiation to the frequency of it. See, इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन बहुत से टाइप्स के होते हैं. उनकी रेडिएशन उनमें जो डिफरेंसेस होता है वो उनकी फ्रिक्वेंसीज या वेवलेंथ के फॉर्म्स में होता है. सो जो भी एनर्जीज हैं, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज प्लैंक्स रूल. इट कैन ऑल्सो बी रिटन एज H equals to E equals to h nu, where H is called as Planck's. It is called as Planck's constant, and the value of it is 6.624 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. In MKS unit, in CGS unit, it will be 6.62 into 10 to the power minus 27 erg second. Okay. So we get equation E equals to h nu. It can also be written as E equals to h c by lambda, because nu equals to c by lambda. This can also be written as E equals to h c nu bar. So we get three expression where energy can be related to frequency, wavelength and wave number. Now see what are these things. First, these are the basically important parameters which defines the electromagnetic radiation. Nu is the frequency measured in cycle per second, hertz or second inverse. It is rotation per second, number of rotation per second. This is called one rotation. This is called one rotation and this is called second rotation. So number of rotation per second is called frequency of the radiation. Lambda is wavelength. It is measured as in angstrom, picometer, nanometer, micron, millimeter. Basically lambda is distance between two crest and two troughs. श्रृंग और गर्त के बीच की जो दूरी होती है मीन्स द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू ट्रफ्स एंड टू क्रेस्ट इज नोन एज लेमडा और वेवलेंथ. वेव नंबर न्यू बार, द यूनिट इज सेंटीमीटर इनवर्स. वेव नंबर इज रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ लेमडा. Okay, so these are the important parameters by which we can calculate the energy of the electromagnetic radiation. In this, c is taken as c is velocity of light. The most important thing is that for electromagnetic radiation, it doesn't require any medium for the propagation. इसको संचरित होने के लिए किसी माध्यम की आवश्यकता नहीं होती. So that its velocity will not be changed in any medium. इसका जो वेग होता है वह भी नहीं बदलता किसी भी माध्यम में. It remains always constant. The value of c is 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second or 3 into 10 to power 10 centimeter per second. And the another important thing is that here the electromagnetic radiation, when it emits from any sources, it is not in the form, it is not in the continuous form. It emits in the form of small packets or small bundles which are called as quanta. So जो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशंस एमिट होते हैं वो कंटिन्यूअस ना होकर डिसकंटिन्यूअस होते हैं. उनको हम कहते हैं क्वांटा, जो कि स्मॉल बंडल्स के रूप में मिलते हैं. Now next is regions of electromagnetic spectrum. When different wavelengths and frequencies are arranged in a manner, the manner where the wavelength is taken in increasing order or frequency is in decreasing order, then we get a certain type of arrangement of electromagnetic radiation which is called as electromagnetic spectrum. So first one is very lower, frequency is very higher, it is present in outer space. Then gamma rays, which are high energy radiations having lesser wavelength. These gamma rays are produced by the radioactive decay of radioactive substances. Then X-rays, which are generated by the bombardment of cathode rays on the metal sheet. Then ultraviolet radiations and visible lights. Ultraviolet and visible light, the sources of these two are sun rays. Ultraviolet radiations can also be generated by hydrogen or discharge lamp. Visible light is generated by using any incandescent solid, or the electric bulb we used at our home is also the very good source of visible light. So this is electromagnetic spectrum. After visible light, the infrared radiation comes. After visible light, the next radiation is infrared radiation. The wavelength is from 7600 to 3 into 10 to power 7 angstrom. It is produced by heating rods of metal or alloys. Any heating devices can be taken to get the higher radiation also. The next one is microwave and then radio wave. These are the radiations having longer wavelength and having very small smaller energy. These radiations are produced by the oscillation of electron in a wire, or that is by alternating electric current. So we have seen the different types of electromagnetic radiations on the basis of their wavelength or their frequencies. To get a spectrum in different medium, we take different type of sources or different type of detectors to read the signals or to get the spectra. After the electromagnetic spectrum, now see atomic and molecular spectroscopy. The spectra of any substance can be taken either in the form of atoms or in the molecular form. Okay. Now see what's the difference between these two. When any atom is placed and electromagnetic radiation is given to it, then what will happen? It is nucleus. Electron is present around the nucleus in its orbit. There are various higher energy levels are also present in the atom. When these electrons are given to electromagnetic radiation, and when it absorbs it, it reaches to upper energy level. We can also draw it like this. Suppose electron is present in this lower energy level E1. Okay, these are upper energy level. When electron absorbs this energy, it reaches to upper or excited energy level. Then it jumps back to its lower energy levels. When we take the spectrum of such system, either we take our absorption spectrum or emission spectrum, such spectrum is called as atomic spectrum. Atomic spectra is always in the form of line spectrum. Means in its spectrum we get a line at certain wavelength or at certain frequencies. So this is called atomic spectra. Whereas the molecular spectra are the spectra which is taken in the molecular form. So when electromagnetic radiations are given to the molecule, then the electromagnetic radiations may cause vibration of molecule, rotation of molecule, as well as it may cause electronic transition. Okay. See, suppose if we take any diatomic molecule, diatomic molecule means it is made up of two atoms. Okay, it is made up of two atoms. When electromagnetic radiation is subjected to this diatomic molecule, the two atoms along its molecular axis, it start rotation like this. This is called rotation. Okay, it may vibrate, means it changes its position. This is called vibration. Or it may cause electronic transition, means electrons may transit from lower energy level to upper energy level. So such kind of changes may occur in the molecule. So the spectrum obtained by the changes in the energy level of these with interaction of electromagnetic radiation is called molecular spectrum. Is called molecular spectrum. If we see the various energy levels present in the molecule, we get molecular energy level diagram like this. Suppose if we say it E1 energy level, this is electronic energy level, and suppose we say it E2, another electronic energy level, or you can say excited energy level. And these electronic energy levels are made up of several vibrational energy levels. So these are called as vibrational energy level. These levels are represented by V. So first one is called as V equal to 0, V equals to 1, V equals to 2, V equals to 3, and so on. Okay. So each electronic energy level is made up of several vibrational energy levels, and similarly each vibrational energy level is made up of very smaller energy level, or very smaller energy level is present between these vibrational energy level. These are called as rotational energy level. So rotational energy levels are smallest energy level and electronic energy levels are highest energy levels. These are named as J equals to 0, J equals to 1, J equals to 2, 3, 4 and so on. So J is called as rotational quantum number, V is called as vibrational quantum number here. Okay. So such kind of molecular energy levels are present in the molecule. When molecules are given AMR radiation, electromagnetic radiation, it absorbs certain amount of energy. It undergoes changes. What kind of changes takes place? It depends upon the amount of energy absorbed by the molecule. Okay. If it absorbs very small amount of energy, or very small amount of energy is given to the molecule, okay, and if that energy causes its changes in only its rotational energy level, so we will get rotational spectra, due to which we will get rotational spectra. If changes occurs in vibrational energy levels, we will get vibrational spectra. Or if molecule absorbs that much amount of energy which causes electronic transition from E1 to E2, then this transition will be named as electronic transition, and we get the spectra is called as electronic spectrum. So such spectrum are called as molecular spectrum, because these are obtained by the changes in the molecular energy level, like rotational, vibrational or electronic, when it absorbs electromagnetic radiation. So when electronic changes occurs in the molecule, means when molecule absorbs sufficient amount of energy to transit its electron from E1 to E2 level. When this transition takes place, already there will be transitions in rotation as well as their vibrational energy levels. That's why we get very broad spectrum in case of electronic spectrum. We get broad peak in case of electronic spectrum, because when electronic transition takes place, there will be transition in rotational as well as vibrational energy levels also. So instead of getting line spectra, we get broad peaks, broad bands in case of molecular spectra. That is the main difference between atomic and molecular spectra. So here we get broad bands. The molecular spectra are much complex than atomic spectra. Atomic spectra gives only the information about the structure of the atom, structure of an atom, whereas molecular spectra can give the information about bond length, bond strength, dipole moments, bond angles, etc. Now after atomic and molecular spectroscopy, now see types of spectra. Spectra can be of absorption or emission type. Now see, what is absorption spectrum? When transition takes place from lower energy level to upper energy level, then spectrum obtained is called as absorption spectrum. Okay. But when transition takes place from upper energy level to lower energy level, here the value of E1 is less than E2. So this type of transition is called as emission spectrum. Here all the energy values are quantized energy levels. So whenever transition takes place, in case of molecule, instead of line spectra, we get closely spaced lines. Those closely spaced lines are called as bands. So in molecular spectrum we get basically band spectrum. इस केस में सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी बात जो ध्यान में रखने के लिए है वो ये कि स्पेक्ट्रम हम किसी भी तरीके से लें, चाहे हम एब्जॉर्प्शन स्पेक्ट्रा लें या इमिशन स्पेक्ट्रा लें, हमको एनर्जी लेवल सेपरेशन सेम मिलेगा, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकली ज़्यादा प्रेफर किया जाता है एब्जॉर्प्शन स्पेक्ट्रा को लेना, बिकॉज इसको एनालाइज करना या इसकी स्टडी करना ये ज़्यादा आसान होता है एज कम्पेयर टू इमिशन स्पेक्ट्रा. सो मोस्टली इसके बाद जो भी हम टेक्निक स्टडी करने वाले हैं वो इसी एब्जॉर्प्शन स्पेक्ट्रम को ध्यान पे रखते हुए हम स्टडी करेंगे. I am giving very brief information about the experimental setup to get absorption spectroscopy. Here it is a source. सोर्स कौन सा लेना है ये डिपेंड करता है कि हम किस तरह का कंपाउंड लिए हुए हैं, किसका हमको स्पेक्ट्रम लेना है. अगर हमें IR रेडिएशन इस पे फॉल करना है तो हमारा सोर्स अलग होगा. अगर हमको उसका एनएमआर स्पेक्ट्रा लेना है तो उसका सोर्स होगा. सो प्योरली इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्पेक्ट्रम we want to get or what kind of substance is taken for the study. So this source is first passes through the slit to get a selected number of selected beams. हम इसको सबसे पहले स्लिट से पास करते हैं. Then it is passes through monochromator to get the single frequency radiation. मोनोक्रोमेटर वह डिवाइसेस होता है जो इस बीम में से सिंगल फ्रीक्वेंसी की रेडिएशन को इसमें से पास होने देता है. Then this monochromatic radiation is passes through the sample. सैंपल हर एक स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपिक टेक्निक में सैम्पलिंग का तरीका भी डिफरेंट होता है. ये डिपेंड करता है कि हम किस तरह का कंपाउंड लिए हुए हैं, हमारे पास सॉलिड सैंपल है, लिक्विड सैंपल है या गैसियस सैंपल है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमारी ये पूरी सैम्पलिंग टेक्निक होती है. सो नाउ दिस मोनोक्रोमेटिक रेडिएशन इज पासेस थ्रू दिस सैंपल. दिस सैंपल विल एब्जॉर्ब सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी. जितना एनर्जी इसने एब्जॉर्ब किया उसको छोड़कर जो ट्रांसमिटेड रेडिएशन है वो जाती है इस ग्रेटिंग पे. ग्रेटिंग से फिर जो भी चेंजेस हैं दैट विल बी डिटेक्टेड बाय डिटेक्टर. यहाँ पर डिटेक्टर जो होते हैं वो सिग्नल्स हमको देंगे. हम एक प्रॉपर एक सेटअप होता है, उस सेटअप के जरिए हम यहाँ पे स्पेक्ट्रम लेते हैं. आई एम नॉट गिविंग द डिटेल ऑफ दैट टेक्निक. ओके, डिटेक्टर्स सिग्नल को डिटेक्ट करते हैं. जो डिवाइस यहाँ पे यूज़ किया जाता है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इनपुट ट्रांसड्यूसर्स. इनपुट ट्रांसड्यूसर्स से जो हमको सिग्नल्स मिलते हैं दोज आर फर्स्ट एम्पलीफाई किया जाता है. उसके बाद फिर उनको वोल्टेज में कन्वर्ट किया जाएगा. वोल्टेज में कन्वर्ट होने के बाद फिर हम आउटपुट ट्रांसड्यूसर्स की हेल्प से फिर हम उसको रिकॉर्ड करते हैं. इस तरह से हमको स्पेक्ट्रा मिल जाता है किसी भी सब्सटेंस का. दिस इज द बेसिक टेक्निक. आफ्टर द एक्सपेरिमेंटल सेटअप ऑफ spectrophotometer is a device which is used to get the spectrum. Okay, so now another important thing is signal to noise ratio. I want to discuss it in very after experimental setup. Now see what is signal to noise ratio. Okay, जब भी हम कोई स्पेक्ट्रा लेते हैं तो जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होते हैं वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स खुद भी एक तरह से नॉइज क्रिएट करते हैं और उस नॉइज के कारण जो बेसिकली हमको सिग्नल मिलता है वो सिग्नल उतना स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं होता जिससे हमको प्रिसाइज या एकदम सही सही इंफॉर्मेशंस मिल सके. सो दैट आजकल जो टेक्निक यूज़ की जाती है टू एनहेंस द सिग्नल बाय नॉइज रेशियो, दैट टेक्निक इज कॉल्ड एज फूरियर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. it is basically it is software technique which is used to enhance the S by N ratio. अगर S by N ratio enhance होगा तो वो सिग्नल बहुत प्रिसाइज होगा जिसको स्टडी करना ज़्यादा आसान होगा. Fourier transformation is mathematical operation that is done on the signal. See, जितने भी रिकॉर्ड्स हमको मिलते हैं, जो भी सिग्नल्स हमको मिलते हैं, वो सिग्नल्स हम दो तरह से लेते हैं. या तो हम फ्रिक्वेंसी डोमेन पे लेते हैं या फिर हम उसको टाइम डोमेन पे लेते हैं. फूरियर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन टेक्निक पे हम जितने भी सिग्नल्स होते हैं उनको हम टाइम डोमेन पे लेते हैं. इस टेक्निक से जो सिग्नल्स मिलते हैं वो ज़्यादा प्रिसाइज्ड होते हैं और बहुत कम समय पे मिल पाते हैं. सो दैट नाउअडेज द टेक्निक्स बेसिकली यूज्ड इज फूरियर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन टेक्निक. Suppose if we use this technique for NMR, to get NMR, the technique will be known as FT-NMR. If the technique is used to get IR spectra, then technique will be named as FT-IR technique. Similarly for UV or visible, also it is taken. Next is types of molecular energies and Born-Oppenheimer approximation. Total energy of molecule is given by E total equals to E translational plus E rotational plus E vibrational plus E electron. E translational is the energy required for the translation of molecule from one form to another. This energy is very small. It is in continuous form, not quantized energy, so that this term is ignored for the study of spectrum. We don't get any spectra in this region, or we don't get any spectra for translational movement of molecule. E rotation is the energy required for the rotation of molecule about its own axis. This is quantized. E vibration is vibrational energy. Again it is quantized energy required for the vibration of molecule. E electronic is energy required for transition of electron from one energy level to another energy level. So after correction, this can be written as E total equals to E rotational plus E vibrational plus E electronic. If you write this expression in the form of wave number, so on dividing it by Hc, we get expression as nu bar total, or it is also written as E total E rotational plus E vibrational plus E electronic. The unit will be now in centimeter inverse. Further, according to quantum mechanics, the total wave function for electron can be given as, for total wave function for molecule can be given as psi n product of psi e. Psi n is nuclear wave function, psi e is electronic wave function. If we write this equation in the form with the Hamiltonian operator, we write h psi equals to e psi. As nucleus is heavier than electron, न्यूक्लियस भारी होता है इलेक्ट्रॉन के तुलना में, सो न्यूक्लियस के मोशन को ऑलमोस्ट हम फिक्स मानते हुए, स्टेशनरी मानते हुए ये कंसिडर करते हैं कि किसी भी मॉलिक्यूल में जो भी मोशन हो रहे हैं वो मोशन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मोशन की वजह से हैं, और इंडिविजुअली हम सिर्फ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मोशन को कंसिडर करते हुए मॉलिक्यूल के लिए टोटल एनर्जी कैलकुलेशन कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट molecular energies and Born-Oppenheimer approximation.